Bets.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Today's a new day and we are looking to set you up with a few of some of the best picks on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. So take a moment and hit that like button. And at the end of this video, let us know down in the comment section below which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, and any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. And if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. Today we will be getting into the NBA Saturday slate of games for Game 3 of Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. So take a moment and hit that like button again. If this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. Now for our first pick, we'll be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for less than 44.5 PRA. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you'd like to try Outlier for yourself, click our link in the description below to gain a free 7-day trial. We see that this aligned SGA has actually failed to exceed in 5 of his last 10 games. However, one of the features that we really do love about Outlier is our ability to filter for game-specific conditions. And with this game switching to Minnesota's home court, one of the game-specific conditions that we will like to be looking at for this game is away games for SGA. And coming into this game, we see that this aligned SGA has actually failed to exceed in 7 of his last 10 away games. Additionally, this aligned SGA has failed to exceed in 65% of his last 20 away games. And on the season in away games, we see that this aligned SGA has failed to exceed in 68% of the games he's played on the road this season. Head-to-head versus the Timberwolves at home, we see that this aligned SGA has failed to exceed in 3 of his last 4 matchups. Now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder will be facing off against a Minnesota Timberwolves defense that this season has been very solid overall when it comes to defending against their opponents' PRA totals, not giving up too many points, rebounds, or assists overall to their opponents. And when it comes to defending against opponents' shooting guards, the Timberwolves are again pretty solid overall, not giving up too many points or rebounds or assists to their opponent's shooting guards. Here's the Timberwolves' defensive numbers against opponent point guards for those of you who want to see that as well. But overall, we don't expect SGA to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Now taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that SGA is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, just under 40 minutes per game. However, his minutes have not necessarily translated to an increase in his overall PRA total, especially when playing on the road. While SGA has been shooting very efficiently from the field, over 50% field goal shooting on 21 attempts per game over his last 10 games, his three-point shooting has taken a significant dip, 30%. On just 4 attempts per game over his last 10 games. And with his spectacular outings in the first 2 games of this series, we are expecting the Minnesota Timberwolves to really key in on him defensively and try to limit him, especially from getting to the foul line, where he has gotten a lot of points in this series. But overall, while SGA is more than capable of reaching this line, we feel in this game, the Timberwolves will make it very difficult for him to do so. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking SGA for less than 44.5 PRA. Now, for those of you guys wisely making picks with Underdog as well, we wanted to share with you a couple of plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that is Anthony Edwards for lower than 0.5 double-doubles, as well as Chet Holmgren for lower than 0.5 double-doubles. And if you guys like making picks on the traditional PRA stats, but also want to have access to making picks on whether or not players will get double-doubles or triple-doubles, click our link in the description below and sign up for Underdog using code BETBLITZ, because when you do, you'll receive a free pick as well as 1,000 in bonus cash. And right now, Underdog has been going absolutely insane with all the free picks, discounted player props, and promos that they are dropping as gifts in your lobby on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you guys are going to lock these in so you guys aren't leaving any money on the table. And again, if you guys aren't already on Underdog, sign up using code BETBLITZ to claim your free pick and bonus cash, and trust us, your profits will increase. Now for our next play, we'll be under the field goals attempted tab, and this time we'll be taking Anthony Edwards for less than 22 field goals attempted. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this aligned Anthony Edwards has actually failed to exceed in 5 of his last 10 games, including 1 tie. However, again, as this series is changing its location, going back to Minnesota, we are going to filter out for home games as we do love our game-specific conditions here on Outlier. And coming into this game, we see that this line Anthony Edwards has actually failed to exceed in 6 of his last 10 home games, including 1 tie. Additionally, this line Anthony Edwards has actually failed to exceed in 60% of his last 20 home games, again including 1 tie. On the season and regular season and playoffs, we see that this line Anthony Edwards has failed to exceed in 64% of such games at home. And finally, head-to-head versus the Oklahoma City Thunder at home, this is a line Anthony Edwards has failed to exceed in 4 of his last 4 matchups. Now, Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves will be facing off against the Oklahoma City Thunder defense that this season has been very solid overall when it comes to defending against their opponents' 2-point attempts. Number 1 in the league for fewest 2 points allowed by their opponents. They are giving up a lot of 3-point attempts overall to their opponents. But again, Edwards has been a player that scores the majority of his points within the arc. And after Randall's terrible Game 2 performance where he put up 6 points, we are expecting the Minnesota Timberwolves to really try to make a concerted effort to try to get him involved early and often, and also maybe try to get their role players more involved, such as Dante DiVincenzo and Naz Reid. And this would also play a part into Anthony Edwards taking fewer field goal attempts. Now, taking a quick look here at his last 10 games, you see that Anthony Edwards is getting a solid dose of minutes per game. Over his last 10 games, 40 minutes per game, and over his last 10 games, near 21 field goal attempts per game. And while this is a slight jump from the number of field goal attempts he had during the regular season, we again feel they will try to make a concerted effort to try to get Randall and the other Timberwolves role players more involved, where these role players typically do play better at home, and that this will ultimately lead to fewer field goal attempts for Anthony Edwards. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Anthony Edwards for less than 22 field goal attempts. Now, for those of you guys who have been on DFS apps and sports betting for a while now, you know that one of the biggest problems is how frequently lines get bumped on these platforms. And that is why our team wants to share with you Epic Fantasy, because this incredible platform has amazing features for its users. And one of the most important features that we do love here on Epic Fantasy is that they have line consistency, meaning that their lines never get bumped. So what you see at a player's line at the beginning of the day will be the same at the end of the day. Additionally, one of the next best features we do love about Epic Fantasy is your ability to win slips even if you miss multiple picks, because on Epic Fantasy, unlike other DFS apps or sportsbooks, you are not playing against the house. You are playing against other users, whether head-to-head or in a tournament setting. And all you have to do to win is get more picks right than your opponent. And that leads us into another great feature about Epic Fantasy, is that when you win on Epic Fantasy, you win big. They actually just increased their already high payout boost. So again, when you win big. So if you guys are looking for a platform with line consistency, bigger payouts, and to have the opportunity to win your slips even if you miss multiple picks, Epic Fantasy is the right platform for you. And to make it the deal even sweeter, Epic Fantasy has given you guys a nice little deposit match when you guys use code BLITZ. They are available on Google Play as well as the Apple Store, so make sure you guys go check these guys out, and we're sure that you will love them as much as we do. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. And again, if the picks in this video weren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to sign up for the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. We thank you for watching. We thank you to all of our channel members, and we'll see you in our next video.